Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Jeff. That's my wife. This is My Wife Still Likes Me. And we're going to start with another challenging moment. Have you ever had a moment where your spouse was frustrated and you genuinely had no idea why? I would have helped if I knew. I would have done something if you told me to. I didn't know it was that important. And somewhere in the conversation, your spouse says, I literally asked you. The reality is that sometimes our spouses are actually telling us exactly what they need. The problem isn't always communication. Sometimes it's listening. And today we're talking about how two phrases that should make every spouse pay attention. Those phrases, if this is the thing. If you watched last week's episode, if you have the trust that you need to have the trust where I'm fine and do whatever you want, don't get you in trouble. These phrases need to be something you always pay attention. Can you please? And I need you to. Not I need you to. I need you to fill in the blank. Because when trust exists in marriage, those aren't demands, they're invitations. Not through hints, not through manipulation, not through mind games, but through clear, direct requests. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Lay it on me.
What is a phrase that automatically makes you think less of someone when they use it?
Oh my goodness.
Right? I swear. I'm not making this up.
That.
Whatever.
I don't want to say mine because you do it all the time, but I don't think less of you. But when other people say it, it drives me nuts.
We just talked about being honest.
I'm going to tell you. I'm just saying I don't want to tell you because you do it all the time.
I do.
But I don't think, you know what it is, don't you? What is it? Let's see.
Nope. Just say it.
Simple fact.
I don't say it that often.
Oh my gosh. Yes, you do. Simple fact that.
Oh, okay. Now I'm okay.
Yeah. Simple fact that. All the time. Not just to me.
It's normally
I sit
when
10 feet from your office.
Yeah.
Because you say it to me. You say it to our children.
Now I'm going to hear it.
Yep.
It's like when you start counting ums.
Drives me nuts. Oh. But I don't think less of you. They're
No.
just facts. Just state them as facts. They're not simple or complex. Facts are facts. Anyway, what did you think I was going to say?
I've lost it.
Boo.
No.
Boo.
Marriage. Oh. Now I'm trying to think of one.
Somebody's going to hear me say the simple fact that and call me out on it. And I'm going to laugh so hard because I probably do it.
Good. You probably do.
It was
You
not
deserve it.
directed at you.
I know. I'm teasing you. I'm trying to think. Oh, I can't think of a phrase, but more of what comes after. So I hate it when I tell people, okay, and I've moved on and they keep talking.
Oh, yeah. We have children.
I know. That's who I'm thinking of, and it drives me nuts.
It's like, I heard no like 13 times today. Or stop.
Stop.
I was like, I'm on the other end of the house and I don't know what we're doing, but you
Yes.
shouldn't be doing it.
Like, okay, or stop, and it continues. That drives me nuts. So my children
Okay.
have been on a roll. Okay, go ahead.
A lot of us wish our spouse could magically know what we need. That's clearly not how relationships work. Healthy communication requires courage. It takes courage to say, can you please help me with the dishes? Can you please put your phone down for a few minutes? Can you please handle bedtime tonight? Or, I need you to listen. I need you to be present. I need your help. Those statements are vulnerable because every request creates a possibility of rejection. Every
Yeah.
request says, here's something important to me, and that can feel risky. That's why these phrases matter. When your spouse says, can you please, they're not necessarily asking for a task. They're often asking for partnership. When your spouse says, I need you to, they're not necessarily asking for a solution. They're often expressing a deeper emotional need.
Yeah. I would add to that, I'm worried about fill in the blank. And sometimes that's the hardest conversation to have, especially if you're going to your spouse and saying, I am worried about your fill in the blank, especially when it comes to health, because you don't want to be rejected or brushed off.
Or, yeah, rejected or brushed off, or from the other side of it, with a little bit of last week's conversation, be in a safe place where you can tell your spouse something isn't working from a health perspective and not get your head ripped off for it.
Oh, yeah.
One of the easiest ways to create resentment in marriage is to ignore clearly communicated needs. Now, I'm guilty of this all day long, so I'm talking to me too. Not intentionally, but repeatedly. Asking for help 10 times, not because you're demanding, not because you're controlling, because something genuinely matters to you. After a while, the issue isn't a request anymore. It becomes, do you hear me? Because everyone wants to feel heard, everyone wants to feel valued, and everyone wants to feel liked by their spouse and wants to feel that they matter to their spouse. And this goes both directions. Husbands need this, wives need this, we all need this. When someone says, can you please, they're often saying this matters. When someone says, I need you to, they're saying, I don't want to carry this alone. The request may be practical, but the message underneath is relational, and healthy marriages learn to hear both.
Ouch.
Yes. Ouch. Because it's when you're in the season of, like, when I ask you how you're doing, we have genuine open, like, today sucked. I'm not doing all right. Okay. That goes down to, it's Sunday afternoon and everything's been great and you're like, Monday's coming, but who cares? Hey, how you doing? I'm fine. I'm going to go on about what I'm doing. We take this into our other relationships too, right? Somebody says, I'm fine. I move on because in our relationship and the 5 relationships closest to me, if you're fine, I'm moving on. And or if I want to go spend the day in the garage and you say, go do whatever you want, that's free reign. Go do whatever you want. That's where we're at. We have friends, and I'm sure somebody's watching that doesn't have that same place, and they're not there yet. But when you're past those things, staying in the place of trust and healthy communication is when the vulnerability comes out and the can you please help me or I need you to. And like some of it's like trash, right? I need you to take out the trash. It's the I want to do this together partnership. I mean, they may just need like help, right? Some of it's like I'm physically not capable of doing this by myself. But some of it's like, I don't want to do this by myself. Let's go. And when we're past fine and do whatever you want, these are the things that help us stay there.
And I think it kind of like a good example of this is you've got friends or family coming over and you don't want people to actually see how you truly live. And so you have to clean the house. And so
You end up explaining to your kids, but we already know we live like
I know.
this.
But, you want to make sure that the toilet seat is clean so people aren't offended to sit on it, or you want to make sure that the trash is out so people don't smell what you ate last night. And so like some of these things, I've seen so many different skits and interpretations where the man goes outside and cleans the gutter. That's not what's truly needed, because and I feel like all of the skits that I always see are the husband's family is coming over and he's on the roof cleaning the gutters. And you're like, it's your family coming over. So all jokes aside, like if you have people coming over, look around, like what can you help your partner with? And it goes both ways, because sometimes it's the men cleaning and then the woman who's like, oh, I'm going to go reorganize my craft cabinet because that's important right this second. No. So when your husband or wife comes to take the trash out, You're taking something off of her to-do list. You're taking something off of the mental load. And, if you don't, the other side of that is the person who's asking starts feeling like I can't count on you. And my requests are not being heard. So that means that you don't respect me. And so that's where a lot of the undercurrent of resentment comes in. And we talked a couple shows ago about the lazy spouse. Well, this is where the lazy spouse has got to step up or they're going to lose their person. So.
Yeah. So what do we do about it? There's
Get
a
up.
few things. Get up. Oh my gosh. Not necessarily get up, right? It could be stop and get bread on the way home.
Yeah.
Treat requests as important. If your spouse is asking, it's probably important. Maybe not urgent, maybe not life-changing, but important enough for them to bring it up. Start there, right? Treat requests as important.
And I will say, like, not every request is urgent. If it's a lazy, weekend day, you're watching the game and I need the trash taken out, a good follow-up question to that is going to be right this second, or can I wait till the commercial break, or fill in the blank. And so that shares with your spouse, I'm listening to you, but I don't want to necessarily do it right this second.
Sure. Well, and that's when you're in that trust place, you can say no.
You can.
But validating that you heard the request. I mean, I feel we're getting into parenting, but you could say no. I mean, be sure you're allowed to say no. I don't know. But but that comes in not right now, or unpack that for me. That goes into our next one is listen beneath the request. Sometimes the request isn't real request. Can you please help me with dinner? It doesn't necessarily mean they want help with dinner. It means they're overwhelmed or had a hard day or need a teammate.
Yeah.
Because our house is not big enough to cook dinner together.
Yeah. Well, and sometimes the requests are not necessarily a household or a chore. Like it could be, I want to take a pottery class and I don't want to go by myself. Will you go with me?
Sure.
And I love you. You're probably not going to want to do a pottery class with me.
No.
And so, that's
you
where
want to go.
So that's where those questions can come in handy sometimes. Like, is there anyone else that you might want to go with? Or can you go with someone else? Or, those other questions. But if the underlying is, I want to try something new and I want to try it with you, that can change the tone of the conversation. And I'm not saying that you have to say yes, but sometimes that's a compromise. You know what? Pottery is just not my thing. And you know what? How about we look into maybe a cooking class? And sometimes it's offering a different alternative. Like you don't always have to just say yes. Men, you don't always just have to say yes. Ladies, you don't always have to say yes. But, listen to the undercurrent of that question is, where is it coming from? Because a lot of times it's a cry for help or connection.
Yeah. Stop defending and start understanding. Sometimes our instinct is to say, well, I've been busy, I was going to get to it, or I forgot. Maybe before explaining yourself, make sure you've understood them, and understanding should come before defending. This one I struggle with all the time. Don't make them ask 10 times. It hurts. It's true. Leave me alone. One of the quickest ways to make a spouse feel invisible is making them repeat the same request over and over and over and over and over. Nobody wants to become a reminder system. They don't want to be the nagging spouse. They don't want to be the person who never shuts up about it. When possible, respond.
Yes. I would also add to that, like, find a system that works for you too, because we have both done this where we have a conversation or have half a conversation, or worse, have the conversation in your head and expect the other person to respond. So make sure that you're communicating in a way that is meaningful. Like, you know that you can't come to me while I'm working because I'm distracted. Just like I don't go to you when you're working and because you're going to be distracted. So sometimes it's, even if we're in the same house or the same vicinity, sometimes it's shooting a text message.
Yeah.
Or we have an electronic calendar that we share. And so we'll throw it in the app to remind of certain things. We've been really bad about it lately, but sometimes life happens. But putting reminders on the fridge or whatever that looks like. And
Just not on the mirror.
I was trying to do something nice. Goodness gracious, let it go.
I was nice.
I know.
I just didn't know about it for 4.5 months.
If you don't know what we're talking about, watch The Lost Show.
She wrote an amazing Valentine's Day message on our mirror in February. I saw it in June.
After I had taken a shower.
Yeah, I wouldn't really want to.
So, but there's going to be some times where having that conversation is, they're not going to remember, no matter what you do. If they're distracted.
Yes.
If your spouse is changing a diaper, that is not the time to ask a serious question.
No, and that comes with, we do this all the time. Hey, call me when you got a second. That's okay. When I have 10 seconds, I'll call you. Because for us, it's like doctor's appointments or kids or travel or whatever. Make sure they're paying attention, right? This comes under don't ask your husband in the middle of the Super Bowl or the Daytona 500 or whatever to do something serious. And it's hey, when you got a second, call me so we can talk about this.
Yeah. But we also realign too on some of the important things during our date days or our strategy meetings that we call them. So
we schedule our yes. No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm not stopping you.
No, I lost my thought.
Oh. Okay. Appreciate clear communication. This sounds weird at first. I think we're kind of past this, because it's expected now.
Yes.
When your spouse directly tells you what they need, thank them. Seriously. Healthy communication is hard. Direct communication is a gift. Celebrate it. Don't punish it. Don't mock it. Don't ignore it.
And I will say too, if you can't do it in the moment, come back. What you shared with me earlier was really hard. And I appreciate you sharing that with me. I'll work on this or something to that effect and come back to it, because sometimes it takes a moment to digest and process. And if you are like me, I have to process things. I have to think about things and work through things, especially if it's something that's caught me off guard. And so for me, I can't always acknowledge it in the moment.
All right. Any other thoughts? At the end of the day, great marriages aren't built because two people always know exactly what the other person needs. Because I have no idea. They're built because two people keep communicating, keep listening, and keep responding. They keep choosing partnership. And so the next time your spouse says, "Can you please?" or "I need you to fill in the blank," pause, pay attention, because they may be telling you exactly how to love them well.
Absolutely.
All right. That's what we got. We are not licensed counselors or therapists or psychologists. We simply just want to take a lighthearted look at issues that we face. If you have one you want us to chat about, comment, let us know, like, subscribe, follow us. My Wife Still Likes Me, mywifestilllikesme.com. We wrote a couple of books. It's weird, but we would love it if you would go read them. Kindle or Amazon would be the place you can find those, or at our website. See you next time.